Hi, everyone. Welcome to Livestream Wednesday. Um, I'm going on a little bit early today, so next week, get ready. I'm actually going to go on earlier about 9:15 Pacific next Wednesday. And we've been talking about this book, The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. And she's a researcher. She researched shame for many years, and then she really started to look at living a whole life, living a happy whole life. And so I love this book. I mean, it has a lot of great um, information and references books. And she talks about what I love about this woman's book. It's a New York Times bestseller. And what I love about this book is that she's real. I mean, I'm a single mom. I'm busy. I've got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of us are homeschooling children right now because of COVID. And, I love that she gets so real and she talks about real life stuff. She doesn't paint a picture that everything is perfect. She really talks about real life. And so this is going to be the last week of referencing this book. We've gone, the month mainly of talking about this book. Last week, I did spotlight Sandra Lee, biofield tuning expert. And if you are not familiar with her, look her up, Sandra Lee, it's Lee. And she's incredible. She just did it was a conference for the 111 Healers Conference. And if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll send you a link. You could probably, I'm sure you can watch the recording on Facebook. Super informative, very helpful. I use her as one of the experts in my coaching. If somebody that I coach needs some energy healing and some resetting, she specializes in helping to clear trauma, helping you to find purpose, and a whole lot of other little things. So let's get into it. So this is, again, The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. And she goes through a lot of stuff in here. And what we're going to talk about today is being calm and still when there's a lot of stuff going on in your life. Everybody has stress, and we all handle stress differently. I like to get outside, and we're going to, be outside here shortly. I like to get outside, get fresh air, go for walks, play with the kids. I've got the car stocked now with our, park stuff so that we're ready to play basketball. Yeah, basketball, baseball, or do whatever. I can bring out my ukulele and play while they're playing on the structure. But it's important to get fresh air. She talks about that. So that's something that helps me when I'm under a lot of stress. There's a lot going on. But other people, like for you, it may be something different. It may be a nice stroll, on a path, or maybe hiking. Could be playing a musical instrument. It could be meditation. It could be talking with a good friend. And so I want you to think about what helps you. And what she talks about is being calm and still, especially when things are going sideways. But it's also important to be calm and still in everyday life. And that doesn't mean you're going to be calm and still all of the time, okay? So even just this morning, I was running around. My morning got changed a little bit, and so I was running around trying to get things done, but in the end, everything is fine. It's all good. Everybody's healthy. Nobody's hurt. Just the little things you can get caught up with, right? And so, in the end, I'm thinking, well, okay, when it comes down to it, all is good. So it's helpful to be able to be calm and still with your thoughts when things seem to be going a little bit chaotic or haywire. Because when it comes down to it, there are so many things that are important in life that the little things don't matter in a sense like, I was a little bit late this morning, or, something getting broken, those little things. When it comes to little things that are important, it's the little things like giving someone that you love a hug, or letting them know that you appreciate them every day. Those little things are what matter. But, being late, or something breaking, or something not going perfectly, those little things you can move past, and it helps to have the calm and stillness of your mind to be able to write those out and get to the next thing, right? And set yourself up for success so that the next thing is something better. So she talks about calm and stillness, and I do want to reference this book because it's really good. If you don't have it, check it out, and maybe it will resonate with you. But I love this quote, and so she calls them guideposts, and this is a chapter. She calls her chapters guideposts, and so this is chapter 10. And it's called Cultivating Laughter, Song, and Dance. She also, guidepost 11 must be the cultivating the calm and stillness, excuse me. That is actually guidepost 8. So cultivating calm and stillness, letting go of anxiety as a lifestyle. So even if you're in a rush, even if things go differently, you don't have to get anxious and stopped in your tracks, because that's how life is. Surprises come, things happen, and in the end, if you focus on the big picture of what you really want, that's what's going to manifest. That's what you're going to get. If you get caught up in the little details and the anxiety of something going wrong or sideways, then you get taken with the current. And sometimes you have to swim against the current like the salmon to get to what you want, to achieve your results. So she talks about this. And so Brené talks about very openly how she had really suffered from a lot of anxiety. And this woman, I mean, she's quite accomplished. And, so anxiety, you never know, who has it. And it's okay if you get anxious. Like, a lot of people go through having anxiety, and it's okay. There's things that you can do to help. And that is being calm and still, especially when things are going sideways, but also in everyday life. So, when I first started training myself and getting into with mentors and learning how to be calm and still, and again, this is not a 24/7 thing. I still go through motions. So do a lot of people, my mentors, people have been doing coaching for years. We still go through life. We've just learned to really hold on to what we want. And in the end, it happens. It manifests. We get what we want. The goal never changes. Sometimes the plan does. So it's important to hold on to that. And she talks about this openly because when you have so much going on, you just can breathe. You'll hear Sandra Lee talk about that a lot. Breathe, slow down, know what you want. It's okay. A lot of people go through anxiety. You're not alone if you are someone who has anxiety. Like I said, things you can do. Go outside, get some fresh air, play some music, talk with a friend, have some purpose. Something, when you are doing something that you love, like the time you get into flow. The time, your sense of time completely changes. You feel so good. And then afterwards, you feel accomplished. And like there's this sense of well-being. It's good for the immune system. It's good for everything, right? So when I was first training how to really be calm and still, I was flubbing things up. I looked like a robot at first. I was really clumsy and awkward because when you start something new, most of the time you're not going to be perfect or great at it. And that's okay. So now, and so I would not respond to people, especially in the heat of the moment, when I was having a discussion with someone and it was pretty intense, high stake conversation, and I didn't answer right away. It was really difficult for the people who were in my life that were regulars and close to me, because they were used to me just reacting. Right? So I've learned to respond, which means to be calm and still in my mind, so that I could give a productive response. So I can give a productive answer, not let my emotions take over, not let my ego get in the way, but really focus on what I want. And remember what I want. If it's, if I'm having a stressful time or, tired or something like that, then it's important to, it's okay for you to learn and stumble in the beginning. If you're one of those people who is used to just responding or reacting right away to someone, you can slow down and build calmness and stillness in your mind to be able to respond with a genuine response of always taking the higher road. And then if you know anything about karma, you can even do this in a selfish way. Your karma is going to come back. One tool that I used to use, and I'm not sure if I've actually even said this out loud on any of these live streams or any of these conferences or anything on live, is that when I first started to really train myself to be calm and still, especially when it came to parenting years ago, this is like, we're going on 10 years at least, I would pretend that a teacher or principal or a couple of other people were in the room with me that I completely respected, so that I would behave the way, so that I would behave exactly how I wanted to behave. I wouldn't let myself go. So there's a tip that you can use, even if you're feeling whatever feeling that you're feeling, that it's a negative one, you want to let it go. It's really helpful. Community is so helpful. That's why you want to be with the right people, surround yourself with the right people, because they help you. We help each other. And that was one tool that I used to, pretend that there was someone in the room that I respected, loved, admired, so that I would behave correctly. I would stumble, I would sound really robotic or totally awkward and clumsy, but now it's not the case. Now even under, and this morning it was a little bit chaotic in the house. I mean, I'm all ready to go, outside, and the kids and I are have taken on doing projects outside. So, it was a little chaotic, but in the end, it was like, we're just going to get it done and everything's going to be fine. It's all good. And so now we're here, the kids are outside making a fort, and I'm here with you, which, I love. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments, leave comments, let me know what you think, so that, I can make these live streams beneficial for you. I mean, that's why we're here. So let me know what you think, and then if there's anything that you would like to talk about, let me know, because I wouldn't be doing these without you. So calmness and stillness in your mind is so important, and don't worry about being perfect. Even after decades of working on myself, and then after coaching for I guess it's how many years now, for 5. So my mom and Gabe, so 2016 is when I made a huge transformation. I still go through stuff, but having the right tools helps me get out of, if I'm going down a spiral really fast. And so calmness and stillness, I love that she talked about that. And that's guidepost 8. That's chapter 8. But then she talks about, I also want to address meaningful work. And there's something that I haven't come upon, but I know that happens. And I was just talking to someone this morning about, just briefly, she talked about being a single mom and having 2 jobs and raising, a few children. And it really made me think about this other chapter that Brené talks about, and it's cultivating meaningful work. And so this woman, I didn't ask her what her two jobs were. But for Brené, she talked about a number of people, actually. This is guidepost 9, and it's called Cultivating Meaningful Work. And she talks about self-doubt a lot. She also is very open about doubting herself. And I have been very open about being, lacking confidence and doubting myself, and having to build up confidence. And that's something that I help you with. I work with people on all different levels, but confidence, I find, is so huge, because even people who are confident in certain areas of their life, they may not be confident in other areas like relationships, or work. Like, you could be really confident in one area and not the other. And I want you to live a whole, fulfilled life, balanced on all areas. And so what I love about this is she talks about people who have multiple careers. And she referenced a book by Marcy Albower, I want to say, Albower, excuse me. One Person, Multiple Careers, a New Model for Work-Life Success. So she talks about going to conferences. She met a woman at a conference who was a CPA, but she also made jewelry. And I know some of you out here, especially some of you that are regular listeners, you have a career that you rely on to bring in a stable income. But then you also have another side passion that you do to help to, it's passion that you to help to fulfill your life, your heart, your dreams. But the career and your passion goes hand in hand. And, I haven't heard this before except from her, and I love it, because she talks about this woman making these earrings and saying, she loved the earrings. And she had told the woman, you make great, she says, okay. She says that she's a jeweler. So she referenced this woman who's a CPA as a jeweler. And the woman said, I'm not a jeweler, I'm a CPA. And I just kind of do this for fun. But then Brené referenced back and said, I bought your earrings. I'm wearing your earrings. I love your earrings. I'm not wearing your, I think she's referenced her abacus, and so hopefully she triggered something in this woman, because it's okay to have multiple careers if you're someone who has a passion. So I have many friends, and I didn't even think about this until now. So, our lives change. And as you move forward, your life changes, and you have different relationships in your lives. What I want you to do is gather better relationships, surround yourself with the right people. And so I've been doing that slowly but surely. And it's pretty incredible when I look around myself and I see friends and what they've accomplished and the things that they've done. Some of you know that I used to work for a fire department in Tahoe, and that was, it was an incredible opportunity. And I worked there years ago now. It's been at least 15 years ago. I worked in the administrative portion. But I still have friends, that from there. And some of those guys and gals are so multi-talented that I didn't even think about this until reading this book, that they were firefighters on the side, and then they did other things, their passions. I've had friends who built houses, build things, had rental properties, do things, build machines and vehicles for Burning Man, doing all kinds of other stuff on the side. I think maybe some real estate as well was going on there. And I'm trying to think of what else. But those are just a handful of those are just a handful of examples. What about you? What are you doing? A lot of people will think, and they'll doubt themselves, and they'll think that, maybe they're failing and they're not doing well because they're not doing well in their one thing. But some people are meant to do multiple things, and that's okay. And so I'm really interested in this book, One Person, Multiple Careers, a new model for work-life success. I am all about balance. Balance is so important in your life. And so if you're that person that really thrives with multiple careers, be that person, own who you are, love yourself. It's okay to not fit a certain mold. And that's one thing that I have found. I've been following, lots of different people, and there's a theme when it comes to different coaching, different mentors, manifestation, living a work-life balance, all of it. And the main theme is to be happy, and to live your life with passion, to really, truly love it. And again, don't worry about perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. I want to reference Dan Pena, for those of you who know who he is. He says, perfectionism kills, it might be motivation. That's not correct. So if you know what it is, perfectionism kills, it's motivation. It's something like that. So if you know what that is, put it in the comments, spread the word, because it really does. If you are worried about being perfect with everything, you slow yourself down. Nobody's perfect. Nothing is perfect, and that's okay. And you'll hear some people who talk about even manifesting and how you have to have it exactly right. And that's not the case. What you want to have right is your intent, your intention of outcomes, your intention towards people, your intentions towards yourself, your intentions towards everything. And if you take the higher road, even when it's really hard, you're going to manifest exactly what you want in ways that you wouldn't even think. And I know this from experience. I mean, there's things that have popped into my life, in money, projects, all kinds of other stuff that I wouldn't even think, and coming out of difficult situations or, really big challenges. And as long as I take the higher road, and those of you who've worked with me who know me, you know that I'm in integrity, I'm genuine, this is what you get me. And as long as you take the higher road, your karma and your manifestation will always come to you in wonderful packages. And some of those packages might look like they're not the greatest things, but when you dig deeper, and you move past the difficult feelings, and you get rid of, all of that other stuff, and know that you're here to grow. You really are a beautiful, pure soul. Everything comes into alignment. It's incredible. And just know that things aren't going to be perfect. Nothing is, and it's okay. And when you are having fun, as much fun as possible, that's when really everything aligns. So get some fresh air. That's one thing I do want to make sure, for me, that's really helpful. Exercise, fresh air, but playing, and I have kids, a couple of kids who are under 12, and so they're getting a little bit older. But when we're playing and when we're having fun, things go so well. Like they're in the kitchen making food, helping out. They're helping out around the yard. You can maybe hear one of them laughing on in the outside over there. I don't know what's happening, but they're having fun, and so it helps for the rest of our life to the other areas of our life that things go smoothly. It's just the way it is. When I'm happier and things are going well and I'm playing, things are going, smooth. And what I mean is the play. So I want to reference like having fun, like do that. I put my ukulele down because I was getting so focused and hustling and doing all these things, and I forgot about the music. So I picked it up weeks ago now, and it's just been so wonderful to listen to the music, to play again. I've got a couple of songs down, and I had a few songs down, but I had to, I'm practicing again. So I'll come on and play for you guys soon. But that's what I want to talk to you about today. Cultivate calmness and stillness, no matter what is going on. And I know there's some really big things that could be going on with you. But no matter what is going on, it's a choice. And it's an easier choice when you are surrounded by the right kind of people, when you have mentorship or coaching or somebody who is trained in helping when things are going sideways. It is a choice. So make that choice. Make the choice to have a better life, because there's some really big things that can happen in your life, but you can get everything that you want. And especially when you have that calmness and stillness, and when you're surrounded by the right people, and when you have meaningful work. And, when you do what you love, you really don't work a day in your life. You look forward to it. And it's okay to have multiple, actually, it's important to have multiple sources of income, but it's okay to have multiple careers. And I didn't actually even think about that. I haven't heard anybody say that until Brené Brown referenced it. So let me show you again the gifts of imperfection, and this is going to be our last talk about this book for now. And Brené Brown, she's got a lot of great information, and she talks about multiple careers, and I didn't even think about it until she brought that up, and how if you're that person, it's okay to be that person and to feel good about whatever it is that you're doing. Don't doubt yourself. Don't worry about the other people around you putting doubt in your mind. Surround yourself with the right people who are doing what they love, people who are having fun, people who know how to be resilient. That doesn't mean they're going to be perfect. It just means that they have the right tools and they get on course, so get on course, and love your life, live your life. You deserve it. That's what I have for you today. Leave your comments, ask any questions that you have, and if you're looking for coaching, schedule your free 45-minute breakthrough session with me. All right, have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.